Here are some safety requirements before taking part in the video. Ensure the chair you are using is sturdy and stable. Wear comfortable clothing and suitable footwear. Prepare your space and have some water on hand before you start. While exercising, if you experience chest pain, dizziness or severe shortness of breath, stop immediately or alert a member of staff. If you experience pain in your joints or muscles, stop, check your position and try again. If the pain persists, seek advice from your GP. Breathe normally throughout the exercises and do not hold your breath. Ensure you always adapt a correct posture throughout the exercises. Aim to do these exercises at least twice a week and you can gradually increase. Slight muscle soreness the next day is completely normal and shows that the exercises are working. Ensure the correct posture is maintained throughout. Neck and head lengthened forward, chin parallel to the floor, eyes looking straight forward, shoulders down and away from ears. Lower back lengthened and abdominal muscles tightened. Knees in line over ankles, feet hip width apart. You are performing the exercises in this video at your own risk. Before taking part in this video, Charnwood Borough Council and other partners strongly recommend that you make appropriate checks to ensure high quality provision and a safe environment is provided. Charnwood Borough Council and our partners accept no liability to the full extent permitted by law for the quality of the activities provided. Whilst taking part in physical activity, participants should ensure they take part at a level which is appropriate to them and their health. It is recommended that participants follow the Chief Medical Officer's guidelines for physical activity.
Hello, thank you for joining me. My name's Addie and today we're going to do some seated exercise, working on the legs. This can be done out the seat as well, so we'll give you the options out the seat. But for the time being, we're just going to have a circulation booster. So I want you to just hip walk forward to the front part of your chair. Bring your feet hip width apart. Okay, let's have a roll of the shoulders up, back and down. We're going to really lengthen through the spine. Pull the belly button in and let's start to march. Okay, so we're going to have a circulation booster just to get your heart rate raised a little bit and a little bit warmer. Okay, so I want you to think about your foot, ball of the foot down to the heel. Okay, so we're rolling the foot, it's not flat-footed. We're going to then bring the arms in and we're going to swing from the shoulders. Elbows are bent and we're keeping that tall posture to work the core as well. Lovely, just go in your own time. Try not to come down flat-footed. And we're going to do another 5 seconds of these and we're going to go into a toe tap. Lovely. Okay, so extend your leg away from the centre, toes down, heel lifted. So I want you to point your toes down, lift your heel up and let's open out the hips slightly. If you want to, we can bring the arms in. We're going to go extend and bend, extend and bend. So we're going to follow the leg out, bring the elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit as they come back for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Back to that march. Okay, let's just check your posture. Make sure we're nice and tall. Next move is going to be a leg extension. So we're going to extend and bend. Heel down, toes lifted. So toes up to the ceiling, heels down. Now if you want to, we can bring in the arms and we're going to do an opposite arm punch. Now don't worry if it's not opposite. Okay, so one arm at a time to begin with. That's it, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. back to that march. Let's take that march a little bit bigger now. So rather than faster, I want you to just try and lift your knees a little bit higher for me. So we've got a little bit more daylight underneath your feet. That's it. Lift the knees. Perfect. So we don't want to go faster. We want the move to be bigger. Just to encourage that heart rate to come up a little bit more. Just feel a little bit more warmer. Excellent. We're going to go back to those leg extensions again. But this time we're going to double punch forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Back to that march. Big march again for me. Try and lift that back as tall as you can. Lovely. So we should be feeling it a little bit in the hip flexors as well as we're lifting the knees. That's totally normal. Perfect. Okay, just taking it down to a smaller march. So bringing it down a little bit. And then we're just going to stay still. Lovely. Okay, if you need to have a little rest on your back rest, please do now, and then come and join us again. Now I want you just to roll your shoulders back for 5, 4, good. Really lift them up. 3, 2, last one. Lift up. And now just hold them up. And as you push them down, I want you to lengthen the neck. And again, lift. Try breathing in as you lift up and breathe out as you push them down. Let's do one more for me. Inhale and a big exhale. Lovely. Okay, cross the arms over. Let's have a twist. So I want you to use the back. As you can see, I'm not twisting my head round. My head stays still, my shoulders stay still, and the only thing that's making me move is my lower back. Perfect. We'll all be different with how much we can move. Just go with your range, just so that we're getting some movement, mobility in the lower back. Good, let's do one more on each side. Perfect. One more. Good. Okay, hands down by your side. Hold on to the side rest or rest your arm. Really extend the other one and let's have a good reach over. I want you to feel the stretch all the way down the side for me. If you feel you can go a bit further, just reach over, but try to keep your bottom still into the seat. Don't lift it up. Good. And change. Lift up. So push that bottom down and reach over. Lovely. Let's take the hands in front. Take them together, dip the chin down, reach forward, so chin to chest. Pushing the shoulders forward, we're opening out the top of the back. Now we're going to take the hands behind you, holding the hands together. If you can, take the hands away from the back and really open out that chest. So sitting down in your chair for quite a while can make you quite rounded in the shoulders. Try and really open out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, opening out the chest. Lovely. Good. Okay, just roll the shoulders for me. So we're going to do some moves with the legs. I'm going to start with your right leg. We're going to extend and bend it back on the toe as far as you can. So extend out onto your heel, pull it as far back as you can on your toe. Keep going. We're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5, all the time. Try not to use your back rest. 3, so we start to feel it burning a little bit in the thigh muscle. 1, now I want you to hold it there. Really lengthen your posture. What we're going to do is lift this leg up off the floor as much as we can, using your big thigh muscle, okay? So no knee bend if we can help it. We're going to lift and lower. We're going to do 8. Lift and lower. Good. So we're squeezing that thigh muscle to lift that leg up off the floor. We've got 5 more. 5. Perfect. 4. That's it. 3. Try not to lean back as we do it. 2. Okay, last one for me. 1. Now you should start to feel that in that big thigh muscle. Now I want you to use the same leg, bend the knee for me. Pop the toe on the floor so your heel's lifted. If you need to, you can hold on to the sides. We're going to lift the knee up and down for 1, 2. So we're working on the hip flexor here. 3. Trying to keep the body as still as we can. 4, 5. Just tapping the floor. 6, 7. One more. Just have a little rest, so you will feel it there in your hip flexor. We're going to put the 2 moves together now. So we're going to lift the knee, extend the leg, bend the knee, and pop it back down. Okay, that's 1. Let's do 5 of those. So lift, extend, bend, and down. Good. Try not to lean back. I know it feels like you want to lean back. Try not to. Got 2 more. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Last one for me. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Lovely. Let's take it to a march. Now you might feel a little bit of burning in that leg. That's totally normal. Just means that we've been using that muscle. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, so just march off for a couple of seconds for me, and then we're going to change legs. Okay, so same again on the other leg. We're going to extend that leg out, bend it all the way back under onto your toe. Extend and bend. Good. So really warming that leg up. Excellent. Keep going. We're going to do 1 more. So bend back for me. On your next one, hold it there. Just make sure we're not leaning back. We're still really tall through the posture. And we're going to lift that leg up off the floor. It doesn't matter how high you're lifting. Just take it up. 2. Make sure we're using the thigh muscle to lift. 3. Good. 4. 5. 6. 3 more. Okay, let's do 1 more for me. Perfect, well done. Let's bend that knee. Now I want you to come onto your toes. Lift your heel. Sit up tall. We're going to lift the knee. 1, 2, 3. Good, so I want you to lift the knee so that we're using that hip flexor. 5, 3 more. 6, 7, last one. That's it, well done. Just have a little rest, get your posture back, little breather. Okay, we're going to put the 2 together. So we're going to lift, extend the leg, bend the leg and pop it back down. Good, and again. So just be aware that we're keeping still through the body. We're trying not to lean back. If needs be, you can hold on to the side of the chair if you need a little bit more support. Okay, 2 more for me. Lift, extend, bend, down. 1 more. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Well done. Let's take it into a march. Again, you might feel a little bit of soreness or achiness there. That's totally fine. That's just because you've worked that muscle group. Excellent, well done. Okay, what we're going to do now is keep your feet hip width apart, and we're going to drive through the heels as if we're trying to stand up without using our hands. We're not going to stand up fully. I just want you to try and lift your bottom a couple of inches off that chair. So hands on your thighs, lean slightly forward so your body weight's forward. Now think about weight in your heels, and after 3, 2, 1, you big push up and back down. Okay? And again, so we're going to do 5. Lovely. Obviously, if you can stand up, stand all the way up. I'll show you. So you're going to stand all the way up. and sit slowly back down. But again, try not to use your armrest if you can help it. If you are using your armrest, just go back to the 2 inches above your chair. I want you to really drive through your heels. Let's do one more. Perfect, well done. Back to that march. Lovely. So that's going to help you get out of the chair, okay? Right, we're going to do some little flicks of the legs. So we're just flicking forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keeping the body still, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Perfect, back to that march. Lovely. Now to add on to that one, we're going to do a knee lift, a flick, knee lift and down. A knee lift, kick, knee lift and down. So lift the knee, extend the leg, bend, lift and down. Lift, extend, bend, lift and down. One more on each side. Good. One more for me. Lift, extend, bend and down. Back to that march. Well done. Perfect. Okay, we're going to work down to the ankles now. So we're going to start with feet hip width apart. Make sure we're still at the front of the chair. We're going to pivot on your heels. So your heels stay exactly where they are. We're going to turn your toes out to the sides. Lift your toes up as high as you can. Hold it there. Bring your toes back down. Then bring your toes together as much as you can to the centre and lift them up again off the floor. Now try not to lean back on these. It's quite easy to lean back, but try not to. Hold it there, back down. Again, heels where they are, pivot out to the sides, lift as high as you can. Come on, keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Excellent, back down. And then we're going to go back into the centre and lift again. So really lift them up off the floor as much as you can, keeping the heels down. You're going to feel the strain around the ankles. That's going to help encourage the ankles to get stronger for you. Back down. One more, take them out, lift. Good. Can we lift a little bit higher? That's it. And back down, back to the centre. So your heels stay where they are. Lift, 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 lift. Brilliant. Back to the centre. Excellent. Back to that march. So carrying on with our ankles, what I'm going to get you to do is just lift up onto your big toes and hold. So really hold. Again, these can be done outside of the seat. So you can stand up, hold onto the back of the chair, take the weight through the big toes, hold for 5, bring the heels down and then bring the toes up towards you. You might need to bring your heels slightly forward to lift them toes as high as you can. Then back up. Lovely. So toes down, heels lifted. And then we're rocking back onto the heels, bringing the toes right up, lifting them as high as you can. Good. And again, lift. So getting as much movement out of those ankles as we can. And then we can progress this eventually. You can do them out of the seat, holding onto the back of the chair so you're getting the weight through the heels. Perfect. Let's take it into a march. Okay, last one then. What we're going to do, make sure we're at the front of the chair for this one. We're going to open and back and in. So I want you to come onto your toe. You're opening out your hip to the side, toe tap and back in. Out to the side, you can hold on if you want to, or hands down by your side. So we're opening out with a little bit of a half circle and back in. Little bit of a half circle and back in. Let's do 2 more on this side. So really opening out that hip. 1 more and back in. Take it to a march first, then we're going to do the other side. Okay, same again on the other side. So come up onto your toe. Think about lifting and half circling to drop back down. Lift and back. That's one. Lift, take your hip out and back in. Two. So everyone's range will be different on this. Just go to what's best for you, okay? Obviously I'm lifting quite high. Some of you will only lift a little bit, but that's fine. As long as we're getting that hip opener and back in. Let's do one more for me. Open and back in. Excellent, that's that march. Lovely. Okay, so I just want you to take your feet a little bit wider, take your hands onto the inside of the knees and just sit up tall and just push open the legs so you can feel a nice stretch on the inside of the thighs. So lengthening the back at the same time. Good, now bring your feet back in, back to that march. We are going to take your leg out in front of you. We're going to extend the back and tip forward. So just go with your range. I want you just to feel the stretch. The back of the leg, it shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Okay, it should just feel a slight stretch, maybe like a dull pins and needle feeling, but nothing more than that. And then I want you to bring your heel back and toes down to the floor. So we're getting a good stretch on the top of the ankle now and running up to the shin. Don't worry if you can't get your toes fully down, just try and push them down as much as you can. Bring that leg back in. Okay, extend the other leg, toes up to begin with. Lengthen that back, let's not roll them shoulders forward, keep them back as you tip forward. Hold that stretch for me. Now bring that heel back, push the toes down. So we're getting a good stretch in the ankle, top of the shin again. Lovely. Back up, back to that march. Okay, last stretch, then let's take your arms out wide. Reach up and tip forward. Now keep the back long as you tip forward. Even if it means we're not coming down to the floor, try not to roll them shoulders forward. And reach up again. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward. One more, big breath in. Reach forward, keeping that back as long as you can, extending out of the hips. And then just slowly sit up. Push your hands into the thighs, lengthen the back, and give yourself a well-earned clap. Thanks for joining me, well done.